Hi, and welcome to Vintage Doll Collector. Today I'm shopping at Arundel Antiques in Arundel, Maine. This is one of my favorite antique malls, and there's always a nice variety of vintage dolls, teddy bears, toys, and other treasures here. This is an antique metal doll head by Bouchard and Beck, marked Minerva, which was their trade name. Like most metal heads you'll find, the paint is chipped quite a bit. The price was $35. Here's a really nice stiff Valentine mohair bear with a felt vest. He was made in 1985. The price on him is $79. This wind-up tin litho duck by Chain is very cool. The tag says he still works. This final baby doll looks like Jeanette by Vogue, but I couldn't find a name on her, so I suspect she's a knockoff. Needs a little cleaning, but for $4, a bargain. This Roy Rogers chuck wagon from 1955 is in nice shape, with the horses and figures and everything. I don't know if you can read the tag. It was priced at $129. Here's a buy-low baby doll that's a bit of a fixer-upper. The eyes are loose in the bisque head, and some of the celluloid fingers are broken. It's very tricky to replace sleep eyes in a closed dome head. I know I couldn't do it, but you could always put them back in as stationary eyes. The Kate Greenaway doll by Horseman was sold in 1977 and 78. She was available in a variety of old-fashioned dresses. I like this Susie Homemaker hairdryer for kids. I remember those hairdryers with the plastic cap you put on your head. This Sew Magic thing for Barbie is a weird kind of sewing machine, which instead of using a needle and thread, squirts a line of glue onto the fabric. It was made in the 70s. You could get refill cartridges of the glue stuff. These little wooden dolls are cute. This is a big Raggedy Ann. She was priced at $40. The same dealer always has lots of dollhouse furniture. Here's a beautiful Victorian-style living room set. And a bedroom with a canopy bed. I would have killed for a real canopy bed when I was a kid. A couple of dogs are hanging out in the kitchen. Marcella is a Raggedy Ann book by Johnny Gruelle, first published in 1929, and it's still in print. This looks like an early edition. Raggedy Ann's Sunny Songs was published in 1930. Johnny Gruelle wrote the lyrics and Will Wooden wrote the music. The price is $22.50, which seems pretty reasonable. The tag here says this is an LBJ doll, but it's actually Barry Goldwater, who ran against him for president in 1964. He's missing his glasses, though, so it's an easy mistake, as the dolls look very much alike. They were made by Remco. This Alaskan doll has his original box. He's dressed in real fur. I don't know who made this cloth man doll. Somebody put a lot of work into him. Here's a hard plastic Royal Canadian Mountie doll. Can't go wrong for $6.50. He still has his tiny gun. Check out this set of Holly Hobby sewing cards. I used to love little craft projects like this when I was a kid. And look what I spotted way under the table. Barbie's Dream House. I didn't drag it out since I wasn't going to buy it, but I get excited just seeing the box. I spotted this Skookum doll in among the pottery and glassware. He has the label on the bottom of his foot. The price was $45. This dealer has a lot of vintage doll clothes for sale. Found some of the Dover paper dolls by Tom Tierney. This is John Wayne with a lot of his movie costumes. No political comments, please. I like to keep politics and dolls separate. Here, I'll balance it out with one for the other side. Tom Tierney was a wonderful artist. This figurine of a girl with her doll and bear is so sweet. A Campbell Kid boy doll tagged by GIS Import Services. Made in Hong Kong, so probably from the 80s. This final version of Shirley Temple was sold by Ideal in the 70s. She's in danger of losing her undies. Vogue Ginny's having a really bad hair day. She's only $22.50 though, so that is taken into consideration. Here's a Barbie lunchbox. When I was a kid, we still had the metal lunchboxes. I had a Beals yellow submarine one. Wish I still had that. Couple of tiny dolls. The one on the left is Mattel little kiddle called Baby Diddle. The price is dirt cheap, but what you can't see in the photo is that she has a wicked green stain on her face, so a definite fixer-upper. Here's a cute Asian baby doll. A 17-inch Gerber baby doll, still in the original box. There are several modern porcelain dolls here today. This bride has a very serious look. And this one has a sweet old-fashioned look. Victorian Elegance Skater Barbie was a special edition for Hallmark stores from 1994. I looked at the name on the front of this doll's box, but now I can't remember who she is. If you know, please leave a comment. She's very pretty. This miniature baby doll was designed by Yolanda Bello for Ashton Drake. Captain America's not old, but he looks good guarding the other collectibles, doesn't he? This sweet jigsaw puzzle caught my eye. Now this is a puzzle I had never seen before of Chatty Baby. It's a frame tray type for very young kids, made by Whitman. The price is $12.50. Plenty of boy toys here too. Sorry for the terrible picture. This is Sun Jewel Shiny from 1993. I absolutely love the Shiny line. Here's a really old paper doll. This Big Top Cutouts paper doll is by Neva Schultz. She did a regular paper doll page for Golden Magazine in the 60s. This is one of those. A Barbie Viewmaster reel, judging by the hair, I'd say it's from the 80s. I didn't have a Viewmaster when I was a kid, did you? This is Veronica from the Archie's comic books. She was made in 1987 by Hamilton Gifts. She's got her original dress on, but is missing her sweater. Now this is an unusual nesting doll. Instead of having dolls of decreasing sizes inside, this one has a bunch of small dolls. This Elmer Fudd soaky bubble bath bottle is hiding among all the red kitchenware in this booth. Here's two more vintage soaky bottles, Deputy Dog and Alvin of the Chipmunks. I just love this Tootsie Toy dollhouse kitchen set from the 1930s. Mickey and Minnie Mouse are reproductions of early cloth dolls. Speaking of Yellow Submarine, here's a Beatles figure made by McFarlane in 1999. This one is Paul McCartney. Coca-Cola Party Barbie comes with a little plush polar bear. The bigger doll on the left is a Valentine doll from the 50s. She has jointed knees. I didn't look at her feet, but most of their dolls were ballerinas with jointed ankles so they could wear ballet slippers, heels, or flats. This is a Russell Stover Barbie from 1995. They had a special Barbie out at Easter time for a few years. This is Miss Millennium Ginny. You don't see too many Ginnies with black hair. She's nice. Here's one of the vinyl Shirley Temple dolls Ideal put out in the 50s. She has flirty eyes. Not sure if you can see, but one eye is flirting and the other one isn't. This is pretty common with these dolls. The mechanism sticks a little. Aren't these old children's books wonderful? A sweet old handmade sock doll. Poor thing needs some love. Here's a Ginny doll from the late 70s. Collectors call these Skinny Ginny. Look at this cute composition doll. He's an early one, probably at least 100 years old. $22 seems a very reasonable price. Here's another vinyl Shirley Temple. She's in her original Heidi outfit with a little brownie scout by F&B, a very nice Knickerbocker Raggedy Andy, and a Princess Beanie Baby. This Marilyn Monroe doll is dated 1993 and was made by DSI. I'm not too familiar with this company. They made Marilyn in at least 6 different outfits, and they also made a James Dean doll. This Italian doll is a Lenci type, made of felt. Here's Holiday Angel Barbie from 2000. And this one is Ballet Masquerade Barbie from the same year. This is Angelic Inspirations Barbie. She was an Avon special from 1999. So Big is a little golden book with illustrations by Eloise Wilkin, first published in 1968. The same year, Madame Alexander came out with a So Big doll, and she came with the book. A bunch of nice bears under the table here. I spotted this reference book on Anna Lee dolls. The thing with the big purple eyes is a cat, one of the Bratz pets. I'm not sure about the doll in the purple dress. Is she a Bratz doll or a Mycene Barbie? The plush red bird is a character from Harry Potter. Here are some Anna Lee dolls. The three mice are Robin Hood, Maid Marian, and Friar Tuck. This F&B International doll is dressed in the costume of Peru. That's a country you don't usually see represented in these series. This little doll dressed in leather and fur looks like sealskin, so this was probably purchased on a trip to Alaska. A felt goose. There were no tags or identifying marks on it, but it looks old to me. These are Seminole Indian dolls. A few more Anna Lee dolls. These are way up high on the shelf. This Howdy Doody cloth doll is fairly recent. Barbie Fashion Extras from 1984. This same dealer had a lot of loose Barbie clothes, but they weren't in great condition, so I didn't bother with pictures. This big furry chicken is pretty cool. No tags or anything to identify it. Madame Alexander's Red Boy was based on an 18th century painting by Goya. This is a Barbie thing I had never seen before. It's from the 1980s. The price is $4.95. Here's a good selection of Buyer's Choice dolls. These dolls are still made in the USA. Here's a nice old bear. He looks like he's waiting patiently for someone to come and take him home. Doesn't this bear have a sweet expression? He makes a great display with the other dolls and toys. Fortunately, he was a little out of my price range at $148, otherwise I would have been tempted to buy him, and I really do not have room. This Buddy Lee Coca-Cola doll is a reissue. There's a good market for these because the original Buddy Lees are so expensive. Here's a vintage Shirley Temple doll outfit, a velveteen coat and hat. The price was $65. The hanger with Shirley's picture on it was being sold separately at $22. This little hard plastic Howdy Doody has a mouth that opens and closes. He's only about 4 inches tall. I didn't even know Royal Dalton sold dolls. The one on the left is called Saturday's Girl, and the one on the right is a Kate Greenaway style. They were actually made by Peggy Nisbet for Dalton. Here's a beautiful antique doll, Simon Halbig, $10.79. Her eyes are out, but the price seemed reasonable at $135. She'd be a good project doll if I didn't already have 1,000 other projects waiting to be done. Here's a nice big old bear for somebody with a big old house. More beautiful bears. These look like newer artist bears. I really could get tempted, so I better move along. I spotted this cute paper doll in the back of one of the glass cases. And look what's on the other side of the package. Little Sweetheart ironing set with a plastic toy iron, wooden clothespins, and a clothesline. Adorable. This is one of those made in Japan mechanical bears. A cute little black doll. Here's another antique bisque doll. Sorry about the terrible picture. The chimpanzee is a stiff Jocko. This French celluloid baby doll has a very fancy outfit. Here's a little bisque head. I think it's an Armand Marseille dream baby. Unfortunately, the eyes are out, and replacing sleep eyes in a solid dome head, especially a smaller size like this one, is beyond my skill level. I may have mentioned that I have enough projects already anyway. This cloth doll is Holly Hobbie's friend Heather, from the 70s, I believe. Supersized Barbie in her original outfit. I didn't notice whether she had her shoes or not. $28 is a decent price. This pair of puppets is priced at $14.75. The tag says they're Punch and Judy. Here's a couple of Scarlet dolls by Madame Alexander. These are made with the Sisette mold. More Scarlets. These are the smaller 8-inch size. Still more Scarlets. How many different ones did they make? There's a hard plastic walking doll from the 1950s. Looks like she has her original dress on. This is one of Robert Tonner's American model dolls. These used to be worth a lot of money, but they've come down quite a bit in recent years. This dealer has a lot of early Disney collectibles. Here are 2 different sets of Mickey and Minnie bisque figures made in Japan. The set of 4 on the bottom are musicians. They're priced at $185 for the set. The pair on top are priced at $125. You probably can't see in the photo, but they're incised with their names right on their chest. Mickey's the one in the green. Here's a set of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, who are also musicians. This set is priced at $2.95. Some more bisque figures. These are pretty cool. I'm not into Disney stuff, but I can see why people collect them. This little hard plastic baby and stroller are by Jericho. I didn't notice until I looked at the pictures, but the spoons on the left side are Dion quintuplets. These dolls are from Greece. A cloth doll tagged Ozark Mountain Crafts. This wooden doll is from Poland. I see these dolls a lot. They make a nice display because they have big flat feet so they can stand up by themselves. No stand required. These crocheted Smurf dolls are just adorable, aren't they? This little celluloid bridegroom might have been a cake topper. The tag says vintage teddy bear, but he sure looks like Humpty Dumpty to me. I was tempted by these doll clothes. There's a vintage Barbie swimsuit, plus the dress, purse, and shoes to her Let's Dance outfit, plus the red and white dress, which looks to be mommy made. But I'm pretty sure I already have Let's Dance. I need to get my Barbie outfits into a spreadsheet so I know what I have. This is a Renwall dollhouse baby. Somebody crocheted her a tiny dress. This ring around the nosy toy is pretty cool and still in the original packaging, and only $12. I saw a lot of paper dolls in this booth. The Dolls Across the Sea set by Platt and Monk is from 1969. The Peck Gandre paper dolls from the 90s have beautiful artwork. This Queen Holden paper doll is a reproduction. I love paper dolls with their own dolls. Bobbie is another Queen Holden repro. I assume Polly and Her Playmates is also a reproduction since it's only $4. Alice in Wonderland is a Wonder Cut and Color book from 1971. There's some loose paper dolls too. This is an American Girl paper doll, Felicity. Now why would you put the price tag right over her face? Moving on, here's Elvis. I had one of these before, but he was in the white jumpsuit. This is a gold lame outfit. This is an illustration from a children's book by Fern Beisel Peet. I love her work. This Hallmark Barbie ornament is a photo holder. Here's a whole basket full of cloth dolls. I think this doll is from Russia. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. A beautiful doll, but not in great condition. This Anna Lee doll looks like Mrs. Claus, except she has black hair, and I don't think Mrs. Claus was ever made with anything but white hair. an old Lincoln log set. I don't think I had these when I was a kid, but they look like they would be fun. I've never seen a black celluloid doll from France before. Sadly, the paint is peeling off his face, otherwise I would have been tempted. A little plastic nurse doll still in her package, made in Hong Kong. This doll's nursing set is pretty cool. I love the graphics on the package. This is an old Mary Maya teddy bear. The poodle is made of leather with white faux fur. I love it. I believe this doll represents a lace maker. I have this book. It includes patterns to make a family of cloth dolls with tons of historical costumes. The clothing patterns will fit Barbie, Ken, and Skipper dolls too. Some miscellaneous kid stuff in this case. The puppet is Captain Hook. This is a 45 record. Haley Mills was a child star in the 60s. And Margaret O'Brien was a child star in the 40s. This dealer has some very interesting items. Here's a Dennis the Menace hand puppet. These old cars and trucks make a colorful display. Check out this toy bagpipe by Kenner. I have never seen this before. Must have made quite a racket. Johnny West is on the left here. I believe his friend in the Dayglow orange is Geronimo. This is a Mark Twain doll by Hallmark. I have one of these. Lots more toys in this booth. Here's a skirt for your Cabbage Patch dolls. Paralympic champion Becky was a tie-in with the 2000 Paralympic Games held in Sydney, Australia. Hey, Celtics Barbie, that's my team. Secret Talk Betsy by Tycho is from 1994. Well, I didn't go home empty-handed. I picked up this Little Miss Revlon outfit. It's called Scotch Dress, and it's from 1958. It's supposed to have a plaid beret that matches the sash. I'm sure I'll never find it, but the dress is still very nice on its own. It's in really good condition, and the price was just $9. It has an ideal tag inside. Thanks for joining me today on my trip to Arundel Antiques. If you're ever in the area, it's well worth checking out. They have a big sale every year for a week starting on St. Patrick's Day. They also have an outdoor flea market here too, which is one of the best ones in Maine. If you want to be notified when I have new videos posted, click on the subscribe button and the little bell icon. See you next time.